Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at all the odd numbered questions for this problem set. Okay, so I want to evaluate the limit as x approaches 2 from the negative side. So I'm going from this direction, so smaller values of x. And then what am I getting to? I'm getting to the y value of 1. Now, then I'm going to go ahead from the right-hand side, which I'm approaching from more positive or bigger numbers than x equals 2, and I'm going to the y value of 1. Since both of these are equal, then my overall limit is 1, okay? Now let's go here, and only really difference between the two questions is that there's this random coordinate point up here. So let's talk about that. So approaching from the left, I'm actually getting the y value of -2. Approaching from the right, I'm also getting -2. So because, again, these two are the same, then my overall limit is -2. What this coordinate point represents is f of -1, and f of -1 is this coordinate point up here, which is +1. Okay, so that's what the only difference is between this first question and the third question. Okay, and then 5, approaching from the left, and I'm going to -2, approaching from the right, and I'm also going to -2 because of the same that overall I'm at -2. And these are y values, so I'm approaching a specific y value, okay? Now let's look at 7. So 7, I'm approaching from the left, and I'm going to the y value of 3. And then from the right, I'm going to the y value of 4. And so because they're different y values, then this does not exist. Okay. Here again, approaching from the left, and I'm going to +2. Approaching from the right, and I'm going to -1. Those are not the same, so then the overall limit does not exist. Horizontal lines, so I'm approaching from the left and I get -1, approaching from the right and I get +3, and again, they are not the same, so then this overall limit, again, does not exist. Okay. All right, and there's a different question 11. I apologize that they're not numbered correctly. It should have been question 13 and then question 14. So it says, in the following exercises, consider the graph of the function shown here. Which of the statements about f of x are true and which ones are false? Okay, so limit as x approaches 10. So let's see, where's 10? 10 is right here. And that is equal to 0. That's true because going from the left and going from the right, I get a y value of 0. So this is true. And then approaching from the right at -2. So approaching from the right at -2, I'm actually going up to positive infinity. So this is not 3. So this is false. The limit is going to positive infinity. And then this next one, the limit at -8. So here the limit at -8, so from the left and from the right is going to -6. So the overall limit is -6, but it is an open circle, and the f of -8 is -3. So this is false because, I mean, the obvious thing is that -6 is not equal to -3. Okay, and then 6, just kidding. Limit from the left, so the limit as x approaches 6 from the negative side of f of x is equal to, looks like 2. And then the limit as x approaches 6 from the positive side is up here, which is at 5. Oops. And then, so then this is false. Again, I guess the easiest thing to say is 2 is not the same thing as 5, but to be mathematically correct, the limit as x approaches 6 from the negative side of f of x is not equal to the limit as x approaches 6 from the positive side. And so this would have been an accurate description for the reason why it's false as far as College Board is concerned. Okay, so hopefully this makes a little bit more sense.